right, so we gotta talk about this debacle real quick with Papoose, Remy Ma, and Claressa. I think there's a lot that can be learned from this situation, and we got to stop, using celebrities as relationship goals because they clearly don't have it together, even with money. Okay, so I feel like there's a couple takeaways or several takeaways that women should learn from this situation, and we're going to discuss it. One, a married man is not your man. He's not your man, okay? If you can't go to the courthouse tomorrow to marry this man because he's married to somebody else, that ain't your man, okay? He currently has legal ties to another woman, right? And a woman, that's set up like Claressa, where she's fairly young, she's in her 30s, she don't have any kids, she's in a very lucrative field, something that she loves. This should not be the pick of your litter. There's plenty of childless men who don't have any kids that she could choose from. But we got to reiterate, stop feeling like, because you're dealing with a married man and he making you feel like you're the only one and you're special. That ain't your man. That ain't your man. Okay? All right. Number two. A man that truly loves you and wants to protect you is not going to have you out here arguing with no other woman, okay? And especially not publicly. You should not have to be concerned, worried about, fighting against another woman about your man, okay? That's how you know it ain't your man, okay? You are arguing with his wife. If you have to argue with that man's wife, that's a problem. That's unnecessary drama that you don't need, okay? I want women like Claressa to move better. Like, you should not be fighting over a man. There's too many available men in this world to be sitting here fighting over a man that's already taken and don't have his shit together. He clearly needs to tie up some loose ends. You can't sit here and start fresh when you're still tied to somebody else, okay? So never let a man get you out of character online publicly with another woman. Just bow out gracefully because it ain't even worth it. It ain't even worth it. Women love to say that they will not compete for a man. When you're publicly going back and forth with another woman about a man, that's competing, and we ain't doing that, okay? We just need to bow out gracefully. This is unnecessary drama. This is what this is. Then, she's been having conversations, and she was on the Breakfast Club. This is what Claressa. This is talking about Claressa. She's on the Breakfast Club, and she was answering some questions. This is what kind of sparked this whole debacle, right? Even though I don't feel like she said anything out the way, but again, it's what triggered this debacle. But she wants, to have kids. She's said she, wants to have kids. She's looking to have kids. Now, in her field, she has to kind of time this right because she's a boxer. So, carrying your own child does change your body. It doesn't bounce back like it was before you had kids. Two, why are you willing to give somebody else's husband a baby right now? Why a baby shouldn't even be in your or coming out of your mouth until he has actually divorced his current wife and has put a ring on your finger. And this is like, are you considering to be somebody's baby mama? Because that's not what we need to do. You are in a situation where you can choose from the pick of the litter. You do not have to deal with no married man and his wife. They clearly got some drama going on, and she's getting drugged right into this. Okay, this is unnecessary. Do not. This is the wrong situation to be trying to bring a baby in. A baby's not going to fix it. A baby's going to make things more complicated. All right. And if you and her are already having problems and you give this man a baby, now you're stuck dealing with him and her. Okay. Because they're going to be siblings and y'all both going to have to deal with Papoose. So this is a moment where women need to protect their womb. Claressa, I need you to protect your womb. Okay. And last but not least, Jesus Christ, can we stop publicly discussing our relationship problems online? Regular people do it. And what's so funny? Celebrities ain't nothing but regular people with money. And this is what this is showing. Because why are y'all fighting publicly online? Why can't this stuff stay behind closed doors? Why do y'all feel like y'all got to prove anything to the public? We don't know exactly what's going on. And it's just like we are like the kids stuck in the middle watching our parents fight back and forth, right? Again, we got to learn to stop getting frustrated to the point where we're publicly shaming the person that either we made a kid with, we're in a relationship with, or we're committed to publicly. If you got in somebody's personal space to that degree where y'all are in intimate relationships, or intimate situations, there's no reason why you should be publicly shaming that person. They were good enough to spend that time and to do what you did and to create whatever you created. They were good enough for that. So as there's no point you should be publicly shaming your partner or your ex-partner online. We got to stop doing that. That is childish. That is not grown folk stuff. It's childish. It's childish. I don't care what nobody say. You should not be fighting publicly online. Ladies, please take heed. If you're in a situation like Claressa, a married man is not your man. A man is not going to sit here and have you publicly arguing with another woman. Okay, he would never put you in that situation if he truly loves you. He would not make you a baby mama first before he actually makes you a wife. Okay, and he will not have you in a situation where you have to publicly defend yourself in regards to y'all's relationship. We got to do better.